Hey everyone, welcome to Steven Universe, the show where we talk about the universe of Steven Universe. I'm your host, Victor Frost. And it's day 1 of Steven's birthday bomb, or as I like to call it, Steven Bomb 4, A New Hope. And if I may, it is so good to be back from hiatus. The studio got some much needed upgrades and repairs, I got some rest and sharpened the proverbial saw, and I even worked on a new creative project with one of my friends. Good times. But now it's back to business, so let's get moving. If you're new to the show, during Steven Bombs, we forgo the usual news and review segments and jump straight to analyzing the latest episode, see what we learned. If you haven't yet seen the episode, the answer, now's your chance to pause this video, go watch that one, then come back. Don't worry, we'll wait. This is your spoiler alert. New episode, new lore. Let's see what we learned. So if I had to give this episode a theme, it would be the word unexpected. Within the story of Ruby and Sapphire's first meeting and subsequent absconsion, there were several moments where norms were disrupted and expectations were broken. But in order to broach this idea, I think we should briefly revisit what we know about the social hierarchy of the gem homeworld. After all, it's been a while. In homeworld gem culture, the kind of gem you are is your social status, and there appears to be a pretty clear lines between the different strata. Diamonds are at the top of the heap, leaders of gem society treated with the same sort of fealty as royals. Sapphires, as we learn in this episode, are rare aristocrats. Quartzes and rubies are soldiers, with quartzes probably ranking a bit higher. Peridots are next down on the totem pole, and pearls, as far as we know so far, rank at the bottom as property-like servants, though they do seem to be luxury goods uncommon to the lower classes. This stratification of the population sets the stage for social boundaries and mores which cannot be crossed. It's why Peridot acted the way she did towards Pearl, and why I believe the crowd at the Cloud Arena reacted the way they did when Ruby bumped into Sapphire. The gasp of shock that a common Ruby would dare touch a Sapphire. The unexpected strikes again when Ruby seemingly defies fate and saves Sapphire, and again when they fuse into Garnet. The societal norms are once more broken, but this time to a nigh intolerable degree. The aristocrat never being at fault, Ruby's fusion with Sapphire was an unheard of transgression, one which would have cost Ruby her life had Sapphire not surprised everyone by whisking her away. But Sapphire had just as much reason to run. Her future vision, which had previously been seemingly infallible, was wrong. With such a gap between what Sapphire said would happen and what actually did, going from the rebels would be captured to them getting away, a very easy assumption on the part of Blue Diamond would be that Sapphire had lied. Treason! Gasp! Even if that wasn't the case, the fact that Sapphire protected Ruby by running away with her already brands her as a traitor. They are stuck on Earth. Forever. Through the rest of the story, the two experience the surprising newness of their adopted home together. And in a tale as old as time, two gems, barely even friends, begin to form a deep connection. Unexpectedly. Even when they form Garnet, the hits just keep on coming. Garnet falls down a cliff. She lands with a sword pointed at her face. Oh look, it's Rose Quartz, the leader of the rebellion, and her terrifying renegade Pearl. She expects them to react one way, but gets something completely different. It's hit after hit of expectations being broken. And at this point, the message is brought home. The status quo that Sapphire and Ruby knew in homeworld society was known and predictable. It was certain and safe, but ultimately unfulfilling. But now, nothing is certain, and the path they're on is a risk. Garnet is lost and scared, but happy, and sure that what she's doing is the right thing no matter what society says she's supposed to do or be. And that's why Rose and Pearl smile so broadly at Garnet, because they both know that feeling. And I know that feeling too. Rose is leading the rebellion because she loves Earth and wants to protect it and the life on it. Pearl is fighting because she loves Rose, both of which is a risk. They both have roles in their society which would have been easier and safer, but they eschew it because of love. And me? Turning this YouTube channel into my full-time job is a risk too, but I do it because I love it. And I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. Just like Garnet wouldn't want to be doing or being anything else. Because that's what she is. What is she? Now, that's all for the plot, and I could absolutely end the video there, but I just gotta talk about the art in this episode before we close out. First of all, the art styles used in this episode are giant shoutouts to two women who both made tremendous impacts on the art world. Lotte Reiniger and Mary Blair. Lotte Reiniger was the pioneer of silhouette animation, bringing the ancient art of Chinese shadow puppetry into the still nascent world of Western cinema in 1919 with her short The Ornament of the Love-Struck Heart. She continued to direct over 50 more animations well into the 1970s, along the way inventing the multi-plane camera, an animation tool which enabled Walt Disney Animations to make the classics we all know and love. Her style is beautifully present in the first half of the episode, from the flat cutout renderings of the other Homeworld gems to the latticework walls of Blue Diamond's chamber. The second half, however, is unmistakably Mary Blair. Her concept art for Disney movies such as Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, her illustrations for children's books, as well as her other works, are known for their signature vibrant colors and stylized designs. All the backgrounds in the second half are done in homage to her style, but this moment especially, where Ruby and Sapphire stand together, are overlooking the world ahead of them, is particularly in that style. The use of these two art styles, one for each part of the story, isn't just good homage. They're great examples of how art can be used as part of storytelling. Like Reiniger's shadow puppets, everything in the Homeworld-controlled Cloud Arena is simple and without depth, depicting artistically its limiting nature. In contrast, everything on Earth is vibrant and detailed and layered, symbolizing the freedom available in this place. The stark difference between the two settings only emphasizes the narrative shift for Ruby and Sapphire, being a visual indicator that this is a brand new chapter for them. This is even shown through color. The color palettes for Ruby, Sapphire, Rose, and Pearl are radically different between the two halves of the story. In Cloud Arena, everyone has basically one color with a little bit of contrast between their different parts. But on Earth, their designs are colorful with dramatic contrast. The only character that looks the same in both environments is Garnet. Her multicolored vibrancy in the muted world of the Cloud Arena is a visual representation of how she simply did not and could not belong there. And that's what we learned this time on Steven Universe Universe. Join us tomorrow when we look at Day 2 of Steven Bomb 4: A New Hope with the episode Steven's Birthday. I'm Victor Frost, and I'll see you next time on Steven Universe Universe.